Good evening, and I welcome you to your transformative program, Politics and Beyond. My name is Emmanuel Jr., the Chief Crusader Against Corruption in Ghana, and also your regular host to your transformative program. Interestingly, the year is coming to an end. I don't know whether to say speedily or gradually or slowly, but the fact of the matter is that we have some few weeks to end 2025. I recall very well when we started 2025. It's just like yesterday. And it's so interesting to know that we just have a couple of weeks for the year to end. There has been so many times when people start a year and they are very confident that the year is going to end so well for them. They have their expectations and all that. Very often there are individuals who will feel that the year is ending and they are not getting what they expected to have. And so they begin to be a bit disappointed. But as we prepare to end this year, I need to let you know that there's time for everything. I also need you to know, just as it's written in the book of Proverbs chapter 23, verse 18, it says, surely there is an end, surely there is a future, and your expectation shall not be cut short. The operational word here is shall, and I need you to have that in mind. Legally, when you see the word shall, it is mandatory. And so even though we still have some few weeks to the end of this year, I want to encourage you and to remind you that your expectation for this year shall not be cut short. So just have that in mind. Having said that, I need you to appreciate the fact that just some few weeks ago, our children, our younger brothers, our younger sisters went to write an exams and their results came out. And I'm making reference to the WASSCE results. There has been a lot of mixed feelings. There are some homes that are crying, other homes are happy. Some of the students are happy, other students are so disappointed. But the truth of the matter is that if you go through the analysis very well, it is so clear that majority of the candidates or the then candidates, those who went to write the exams, did not get the expected results. And that is why this evening, we will want to have a conversation on the WASSCE results. We want to unpack the WASSCE results. Experts have had their conversations around it, authorities, and institutions, individuals representing institutions like West African Exams Council itself, they've all come out to express their views and their opinions. But it looks like the parents, the students, and you and I have not really had the opportunity to also express our positions on it. And that's why this evening's conversation or this evening's episode is dedicated to you. At the appropriate time, we'll activate the phone lines and then you share your views on it. You share your comments on it. And then you share whether or not you think there need to be some reforms to take place. Let's quickly look at the screen and I'm going to take you through the results that came. Let's analyze the results as we have it, or the result that we had. So the first table talks about performance of candidates in the published results of the core subjects, and we are talking about the 2025 WASSCE. So the number and percentage of candidates obtaining from grade A1 to grade C6, those obtaining D7, those obtaining E8, and those obtaining F9. English language, 69% they were in the bracket of A1 to C6. D7, we have 8.18%. E8, we have 9.23%. And then F9, we have 12.86%. They feel the English language. Then comes the core math. We have 48% passing or having been in the bracket of A1 to C6. We have 11.62%, and then we also have 12.15% scoring E8. Then we have the 26.77% scoring F9. That is huge. Integrated science, 57%, 11%, 11 again for E8, and then 16.05% for F9. Then comes social studies. We have 55% passing, 7% obtaining D7 as grades, 9.12% having E8, and then 27%, 27.5% failing, absolutely failing. That's social studies. And so you look at the grades and you see the number in terms of percentage, even the number in terms of nominal individuals who went to write the exams and those that failed the exams. Those who passed and our children, our future generation or leaders who failed the exams. Then we look at the other slide or the other one. If we can just turn to the other one. This talks about we comparing from 2022 to 2025. So 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. So if you look at English language, in the year 2022, 60.39% had between A1 and C6. 2023, it moved to 73%. 2024 to 69.52%. 2025, 69.00%. Clearly a decline taking place. You go to core math, 61%. It moved to 62%. It increased again to 66.86%. And it came down all the way from 66% to 48% of our youth having scored between A1 and then C6. Then again, we come to the integrated science. 62%, 66% in 2023, 58%, so it dropped, 58% in 2024, and then it came down again to 57.74% in 2025. Then comes social studies. That's very terrible. In the year 2022, those who attained the grades between of A1 to C6 were 71.51%. Then it moves to 76.76%. Right. Then you look at the other one, which also is 2024. So 2024, it dropped actually from 2023 to 2024. It dropped from 76.76% to 71.53%. And then in the year 2025, the year that we're talking about, 2025, it moved all the way from 71.53% to 55.82%. That is unacceptable. That is so huge. And so in summary, this is what happened with the results that were released, the recent results that were released regarding the WASSCE 2025 examination. I mean, clearly, you don't need, an expert to tell you that things are not going well. We don't need an expert to tell you that things are not going well. And so this evening's conversation is going to be centered on that. We're going to have a conversation and we are going to find out what needs to be done, what went wrong, and what, as we move into the future, what pragmatic steps we need to put in place to ensure that these things are corrected. We can't have, declining results over the past. I've heard people talking about the fact that, well, it has to do with the free SHS. Others are saying that, no, it is not about the free SHS. It's about the students themselves. Others are talking about infrastructure and all that. But this evening, we're going to take a commercial break, a short break, as we always do. But when we come back, as I indicated, this evening, the show is dedicated to you. We'll activate the phone line so that we can be interactive. Let's have a conversation on how best we can ensure that the poor performance by our children, our junior brothers, our junior sisters will be corrected. whether it is their fault, or it is institutional fault, or it is a systemic failure. We'll be looking at that. Whilst we even go to the break, you know it. You can share in your views and your comments through the WhatsApp line as exhibited on the screen. Call your friends and colleagues and let them join in, because this evening's conversation is going to be another interactive and very, very thought-provoking one. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. Natural mineral water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, Ghana. Payday is here. Stand a chance to win instant cash prizes on Review Scratch for Win. Up to 100,000 Ghana cedis to be won today. Get ready to play Review Scratch for Win to win big on TV XYZ. Stop scrolling and start winning. It's simple. Dial *850*6# on all networks. Choose your card type and select your lucky card for a chance to win big. Play with at least 5 Ghana cedis or more. You could win up to 100,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes instantly. Yes, you heard right. 100,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes. Don't miss out on the chance to win big. Dial *850*6# to play it now. Review Scratch for Win. Scratch it again. It is casting pound. You must be 18 years and above to play. Terms and conditions apply. This game is regulated and approved by the NMA and the Caritas Foundation.
Welcome back. There are a number of messages that have started trooping in, but as I indicated, we are looking at the WASSCE results that came out. We are unpacking it. And before we went on the commercial break, we were able to establish, per the figures that we went through, we were able to establish the fact that we have significantly dropped in performance, especially in the core subjects. It is quite alarming looking at the percentage of individuals that, I mean, the trajectory, how we are sharply dropping, especially in core math and then social studies. There are individuals who have talked about the causes of it. And as I indicated, we've had experts discussing it. Others are blaming it on structures, institutional failure, the students themselves, the attitudes of the students and all that. But I want to take you through briefly about 4 reasons why we got to where we've gotten to before I will activate the phone lines. The first one has to do with overcrowded classrooms. And that falls under systemic challenges. The first one under systemic challenges has to do with overcrowded classrooms. And I will blame squarely the implementation of the free SHS as we've been having, as we have it. The policy, I have always said, is a fantastic policy. But the fact that you have a fantastic policy doesn't mean that it will do well. The other aspect you need has to do with the implementation. And so if you have a fantastic policy and you are not able to implement it as you ought to, you will have it breaking down. So the free SHS clearly boosted enrollment, but it's lacked the proportional increases in resources, teachers, and infrastructure. And that was really one of the key things that affected the results, or that affected what we are seeing now. And the systemic challenge has to do with inadequate teaching resources. There's limited access to learning materials and even availability of labs. If we have labs too, most of our labs are not well equipped. And so it hampers effective learning. That is one key thing that affected us systematically. The other one has to do with teacher shortages. There are lots of schools that do not have. Indeed, if you look at the teacher-student ratio in this country, it is something that we need to look at very well. So the first thing we will quickly want to talk about has to do with systemic challenges. The second one, and under systemic challenges, I'm making reference to the overcrowded classrooms, inadequate teaching resources, and the third one, the teacher shortages. These are the three things under systemic challenges that contributed to the poor performance and the results that we have, inherited as a country. The second one has to do with behavioral and sociocultural factors. Look, whether we like it or not, it looks like the behavior of most of our children also contributed to this. We have declining discipline. Just 2 or 3 days ago, a friend of mine shared a video with me where a school in Greater Accra, a secondary school, the headmaster went around during school hours to go and look for some of the students who are supposed to be in class, but yet they were outside the corridors or the walls of the school. So the headmaster went out chasing them to arrest them and bring them to school. And when these boys saw the headmaster's car, they started throwing stones. I mean, the impunity. There's a video that I saw, and this was just about yesterday, where some student decided to go and attack one of their teachers simply because they are saying, in the video, you could hear them saying that the teacher is so stiff on them and the teacher seems to be the only one trying to instill discipline. And so declining discipline creates less focus on independent study. And what it does is that it increases reliance on cheating, where APO becomes the norm of the day. So when that APO doesn't take place or it does not happen, it ends up letting the country harvest the results that we've seen or gone through. We also have, under the behavioral and social cultural factors, what we call weak parental oversight. Most of the parents seems not to be so interested in what is happening with their wards, their children in school. And so all they do is to go out in the name of they are so busy trying to get money to pay school fees or whatever to feed their kids. And they forget to engage in their critical role, being the oversight parental responsibility. And that also contributes to that. Most parents don't even know what their wards do during their leisure time, when they are with their friends, when they are with their colleagues, when they are outside, even when they are in school. They hardly engage the teachers to find out what exactly their children are doing. So that also contributed to this, which means that the parents also contributed to the results that we have seen here. The other one, under behavioral and social cultural factors, has to do with the social media distraction. I mean, look at the number of times we see, and when I see these things on social media, I get so disappointed, especially when it has to do with our females, daughters, girls, bold enough to record. How do they even get the phones to their schools? And if they're able to sneak the phones into the school, what is it? How has discipline broken down so much that they are even so confident to exhibit the phone, which is illegal for them to have in schools, to exhibit them, record themselves, and then be posting them around? And most of the times, when you listen to the content, it is so disappointing, and you ask yourself if these children indeed have, parents who are responsible. Because if they do, the children themselves will be scared, knowing very well that posting videos and getting so distracted with the phones and with social media, it may get to the attention of their parents. That is, if indeed they know that they have, parents that are so responsible. So that is also the other thing. So the behavioral, the systemic challenges. These are two key things. The third one has to do with examination-related issues. I have heard, I don't know, but I have no reason to doubt, but I have heard that strict invigilation was one reason why we ended up having the true results. That is good. But the truth of the matter is, if the kids are well prepared, whether there's strict invigilation or we don't have even invigilators at all, we should be able to get very good results. So the examination-related issues, the other one has to do with past malpractices. Over the past years, we've heard of leaked results, or not results, but leaked questions, even prior to the exams and during the exams. And that is why some years back, I think last year we even recorded it, where WAEC will come out and say that we've cancelled some exams papers, or we are holding on to some results from a certain school or from some group of individuals. It looks like this year we didn't record much of that. I personally didn't hear much of that. So past malpractices, it looks like this year we've been able to take care of that. Then comes the last one under the examination-related issues, which has to do with skill gaps, weaknesses in problem solving. The math, we saw it, a sharp decline. Our inability to, make practical what we learn. And so sometimes our educational system itself seems to be one that is presenting failure to us. So instead of it creating an avenue for us to learn practically and be able to apply it practically, especially to solving problems, problem-solving questions, we end up preparing the kids theoretically without looking at the practical part of it. And so that also creates a problem. And that is a significant contributory factor to the results that we have. We've received this year with the WASI results. The very fourth one, and the fourth one has to do with the curriculum issues. I think there are also some content as far as the curricula is concerned, which seems to be irrelevant. And because we have so many things and we are telling the kids to learn so many things and some of them are so irrelevant, we end up even having insufficient teaching time. Students struggle with application-based questions, as I indicated, just because there seems to be less time. Just look at courtesy, the free SHS. Because we don't have enough space, enough classrooms, what we end up doing is that we let the kids go on what we call, is it the shift system? And so they go and spend less time or hours in school and come and spend more of the time in the house in the name of vacation. And so they are not able to learn that much. They are not able to cover that much. And at the end of the day, the kids end up becoming so confused as possible. So with the results that has come out, there are 4 factors that contributed to it. The first one is the systemic challenges, as I've taken you through. The second one has to do with behavioral and social cultural factors. The third one has to do with examination-related issues. And the fourth one has to do with the curriculum itself. At this stage, I'm going to activate the phone lines because I want to give you the opportunity to come in. Even when we have messages coming through, the phone lines are activated. When you call, I want as many as possible to share their experiences, whether you're a parent, you're a guardian, you are a student, a teacher, whoever you are, that you think you have an experience to share, contribution to make, what you think contributed to this abysmal performance. and most importantly, what solutions you profess in ensuring that we don't repeat or we do not end up, recording what we recorded this year. The phone lines are activated. I want to take you through one or two solutions. Caller, do we have a caller on the line? Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello.
Evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you are calling from?
From Atomic.
Your name?
Atomic.
Can you reduce the volume? So anyone who calls, please reduce the volume on your radio or your TV set so that you can hear me directly. Don't listen to yourself. Don't listen to me through your set. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Your name? Have you reduced the volume on your TV set? Okay, it looks like he's not doing that. Well, let me quickly go through some of the messages that has come. All right, so we have a different caller. Your name and where you are calling from?
How do Faila? Because everyone Chizungu.
How do? If I try to say.
If I try to put down woman,
How do you tell?
You, the other kind, Manungoma, but you need a Mopa, Muyabua, Ghana, my SYZ, the mobile said, move with New Ghana and move by some of the Shoe Garden, a good beer, station. At the SYZ, because of Monopoly, need minus some palm, some minus. In fact, education as a media, I am no conscious by mistress, young Colano, Yaman, a woman and Colano, and Shiadia, Colano Shiadia. And you don't go new. No, I will find in Chelsea. To Pasco, and I am to Apo, and from Moncolano, to Apo the Moncolano, you know, was still no passive. We are. You know, Muko University, because Muko University, upon you, what Pasco you are, and you know, doing what of course, you, your friend said, what I'm saying, you are yet what I'm saying, the best piano, also for University, or the church here, you can show you to left down the good rest, and your mamma, your papa, my and Banu, you're almost here, but my intention are friends don't go to Pasquana upon from Moncola, and a better education, yes, and education is in the United States, I think Colano touching, Colano touching the best out for no Colano, me force to say, I to Pasquana and from Moncola, papa.
How do you what I would do is saying that the parents must ensure that their wards, the children are serious with their studies. Caller, welcome to Politics and Beyond. Hello? Hello? Okay. So, hello? Yes, welcome to Politics and Beyond.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you are calling from?
I'm Shaibu from Tamale.
Shaibu, please go ahead.
For me, I have issue with this thing, the over subject for the student.
Right.
So, for me, when the government can help us to reduce the subject for them, because that over subject is always getting heavy to the student.
Thank you so much. I agree with you. Just like you said, most of the syllables, a lot of them seems not to be so relevant, and so we can't, get our kids to study so much, and then I think they are just overburdened. Caller, welcome to Politics and Beyond. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, Ernest.
Ernest.
Calling from Bono East.
Okay, Ernest, please go ahead.
Yes, please. I'm a teacher.
Right.
But please, the truth must be told. I think the previous government actually did help.
Okay.
What they did is that they will call the headmaster and sign what we call a performance contract with the headmaster.
Yeah.
Now what they do is that they will force the headmasters to give themselves a percentage that they think their students should be able to achieve at the end of the 1C exam.
So when you do that to the headmasters, what do you want them to do? What they also do is that they will come and tell their teachers that, okay, that's what they told us. So do you want me to be removed as a headmaster? Well, the thing is that because if you are removed, like they will demote you, something like that sort. So what do? They will then say, okay, teachers, how the students? So the teachers, look, truth must be told. The teachers, the certificates students are holding now, they cannot defend it because the teachers are those writing for them.
I agree.
So the teachers will come together when the paper is given out. Then they simply like release the questions to the teachers. The teachers will go and sit somewhere, solve them, and then come and distribute the answers instead. What is written, the answers. They'll come and present the answers to what in the children. Then the children will write. Please, that is a true picture. I'm a teacher, and I'm telling you this. So to me, this is the true color, the true picture of the students. We are in a way coming now. Yeah. You can't just finish it. Some of them are there. They cannot even construct something sentence like you even say come. Come. Some of them are like come. The person is seated, the person doesn't even know come. Tell the person to construct a simple sentence, the person cannot construct. But I tell you, they are now with better grades. They go to nursing training college, they go to teacher training college, and we are here that some of them are sad. Yes, that is what is happening now.
And as a teacher, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Is it possible that we can have a student in the senior high school who is not able to write his or her name, as in spell his or her name?
Yes, please. It's happening.
A teacher said this last week, and I thought it is not really true.
It's happening. They don't write their names.
As in, they can't write their names.
They can't write their names. And if you even give them a form to fill, they cannot fill it. Somebody will go, like if you are filling a form, school, the person will write the name there. They will write anything at all there. They can't write anything, please. In fact, I want to say something.
Quickly, yes.
In fact, coming to NDC government, some of us were of the opinion that things were going to change.
Right.
But for the look of things now, I think Honorable Haruna Edison have to do more. If not, some of us will rise against him. In fact, we were thinking like it is more than what we are seeing now.
Right.
This result that has just come.
Yeah.
It's better. We were thinking it should be worse than what has been released.
What has happened, right? Ernest, thank you so much. I appreciate your honest contribution, and that is what this platform is all about. Let me quickly go through some of... Okay, there's a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to Politics and Beyond.
Hello, yeah, Pacho, good evening.
Good evening. Udini baby akasefi.
Pacho, me Tricia, me kasafi tema.
Tricia.
Yes, Tricia.
Pacho koso.
So me so imagine Jenny say, if you are Nkolano, one, Nkolano is nyade. And a second in so, this now, omoko spend you school, extra. Omoko spend 1 month to school, no but not 3 months, any nechi.
Yeah.
Omusinyare. And I think so social media, phone no mkitano no. I'm Nkolano is nyade. Intimate share the Wobema a bind. After now, a boy, this no could do. My sister said, this is son. Not on baby, found in found. And I mean, they said, teacher being so ever Casas and Kolani woman on to me to anything. I am for the higher education, or do a bon quiet on go school. Yes, no, I want to call you doing. What quiet doing school. It is any guess almost a son. You saw one you said by photo costume, the net or costume. Yeah, you push you. Only my dear, by force, you push you by force. I am coming back. Was only intro or copy, Mammy Dean, Papa Dean on what I saw Susanna Crampon on the sound. Because of all copying, only she, I'm not showing Mammy, you're not showing Mammy. There's also somebody and Mammy Dean. You see, only she. That's right.
That's it.
This no man ahead Kakamaya because on the safety I said the business or classes so rough no be with you. Yes, some of education idiot. You will call idiot. You yam see.
Miss Medase Patricia. So a message before we get to the next caller. This one says it's not the fault of the students. For the past government, Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, have been uttering WAEC to pass the candidates. This is coming from Emmanuel from Oyibi. Mr. Wilson, I think politicizing the educational sector is affecting our dear country negatively. We should have a roadmap for educational policy that will transcend change of governments. Politicians are toying with our education too much. They must be told in their faces. And this is coming from Moses in Kwanta, Inoti region. Do you have a caller on the line? Caller, good evening and welcome to Politics and Beyond.
Thank you.
Can you speak up a bit? Your name? Your name? Udin. Okay. Please go ahead.
Funds mom school, the money on the work mom some research. First monkey is visionary.
Yeah.
This is mom to me is phone. It is mom some research for funds. Now, they say let's discover a monk running is phone or school. No, I can't say. But I do on bar and just also is visionary. I'm going to a phone, Dama, and
that's right. Okay. Kofi Medase for calling in. Quickly, this one says, good evening, Mr. Wilson. I'm Ellie, and I'm watching you from Obuasi. 2025 WASI result is a systematic failure. I think you wanted to say it's a systemic failure. Right, I agree. You didn't add your name. This one says, learning equipment are sometimes distributed to our schools, and the rest are left out. Mr. Wilson, among the several factors leading to this abysmal performance, there's one that is quite latent, and that is students skipping grades, especially at the basic level, without any proper plan to compensate for the year or the years lost. Some parents push their children to sit for the BEC as early basic 7. Similar is happening at the secondary level. And this is Raphael in Kroma from Asin Fusu. Caller, welcome to Politics and Beyond.
Good evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you are calling from?
My name is Ofusu.
Your name is?
Calling from Asalabuke.
Your name is?
Ofusu.
Ofusu.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Wilson.
Good evening, Ofusu. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on for Akasapi. Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
You say teacher need to because all children and school be na kola na faili.
Right.
And also be also ni what percent about faili.
No correct.
First and I say man kola on TV. Say kola na TV. Mr. Wilson only na telephone lighting with the compound house. Meaning they were parents be so far be fans on one mouth schools who call on the type of mobile phones. I'm calling it Tanas we group. Sometimes 1 a.m. they'll be outside.
Yeah.
Empty. Akwalana could 1 month to school no about the few 2 months. It is a Canadian say Akwalana one actually say. Adishama, it says there is nothing at stake for them.
Yeah.
Where have they been getting the money to be buying those powerful phones, mobile phones? That is one. I used to say you be some parents and say, you phone our buy you need.
Yeah.
Then I call on the full year. Parents were done 2 a.m. over 9. The people who come on the school, the people who come on their marquine, the people who teachers. This is very serious. To those phones. Just look at that angle too. You see, all for phones in school, bank, phone school, outside. I don't know where they have been hiding their phones.
Yeah.
It's a Wilson. Just a man calling for phones in school. Don't meet them outside and see powerful phones that won't get a and you see them in groups.
Mr. Fosu, can we say parents, no, to a large extent, parents and so it disappointing.
Yes, 80%. Who use use smartphone, iPhone?
Bisa so me yedenya sa phone.
Yes.
And I say unimus so say oba ekra phone a. Say won phone na to me checking na. Then it's soon who kwan say obefre almost oba ni school no. Now I report to oba no ama teacher and our headmaster say look me ba we okita phone or the best school into a best school I'm checking am on easy.
Okay, in your submission. Yes, in your
Mr. Vosu, I'm saying we are losing you.
In your submission.
Yes.
Okay, systematic failure be.
Yeah.
It is part. Your parents and uncles are your failure system.
Yeah.
And the system and uncles are also a failure system.
No correct.
I was working for it.
Me too as a
And it be honest said, those headmaster this was quite coffee and quite a school ma.
Yeah.
Omotunabo.
Yeah.
And maybe also after said this teacher is putting you on us to
intercede a quite attack in the bono.
Yes. And then I medical class teacher be a school be a teachers be and no one that's on by bad result.
Yeah.
Your parents in come.
Yeah.
And Kualanka Sanka so
that's Mr. Ofosu Nyamin Shaw, thank you so much for calling in. This one says, Mr. Wilson, the truth. Okay, let me get this caller. Caller, welcome to Politics and Beyond. Udi ini baby akasefi.
But from the Isaac, the first
Isaac, just a kind. Mejiri so be ahoye. Okay, please go ahead.
I did because of my I can't phone. Now we go to school, we call a teacher not that I can take a phone and it's ready. Our assignment, we are not at that phone. No one go see, no one go phone, no one phone, no one find homework. And at the end of the day, I can share you. As I can remember for and when you want to school, the government will not school their textbook. No matter when school colano. And then textbook in school be available. And colani quiet. Almost their colani don't cut it. Uncle textbooks in some money. But what is that going because the parents when they don't make textbook come on the banner. Of political cast in the parents didn't know what you're one would equal school assign the one I will cry and say, I call post to assign, and be an political arbitrary school fees. Assign. And I said, yeah, did be a woman to school about the school color, and now we buy a I'm a local school. We got the day of 1 month school. Teacher nation, teacher make it baby. Or that I'm rushing my motion colano. Me I can only say that far back a coin. Colano teacher name.
Nice.
Let's go to the teacher was like, aha, we have no parents, we have the three, we have the whole. You see, the teacher, a colonial one day, Shina. Now we confront the social media and human rights and a way say, and I want to say, well, I'm not saying we need teacher for. The course in the secondary school war in Kola, especially I'm only the teacher for.
Yeah.
And Kola man, only the teacher for. If you teacher for the term, and if you are a Kodana, almost another teacher, they won't be.
Yeah.
Now, media need to keep no more Kasa teacher now. They have me because and Kola Kasa the teacher for. And Kola is fit in Kola, but the teacher for. You can tell my uncle. You know, when my wife is going to use school, and moi.
Yeah.
Laptops, no, media combat, a tablet, media combat school, to a woman find out the home find it, and moi. They should be in textbooks. One for textbooks, you know, Colonel French yet. And you never one Colonel, that is where we took it from. And I don't use yellow face here.
Yeah.
Now, they will do that. But I really cut one. Maybe DSSR.
junior secondary school subject with doors to do. When it comes to education service, and drop subjects, when we get 4 call. Now, Colana Katan choose 11, you find out 1 year 6. No fan coded in all that in CJ, therefore, no fan coded in. But so you are getting a better having now confused on passing DHS. Now, so you see, every child must have a right to education. They appear Colombia, Wadi 70, result 70. Wadi aggregate 100 people, you have not good secondary school. Say, Uncle Tanako, to have grown on what to as a teacher need to move, teacher need to know only the code, the only teacher need to that teacher education service, that take teacher need over, no make that school and one more to start them. That's right. If I'm so say, the answer I say the Ketua, that they gave me their banner, every year can.
Thank you so much, Isaac. In fact, let me be quick to add that technology is good, but the way I use it, which will be bad. And that's the reason why teachers, parents, especially parents, must supervise. And he has also been introduced to technology. Say your phone or say your computer, especially phone, since I portable. But you, the parents, so you're very careful. Be interested in the omuye hours. So basically, money be a day for purposes of research. You can say that you are supposed to use the phone for maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever hours, 1 hour, and then after I take the phone from you. Even with the 1 hour or 2 hours, I am supervising you. You are using it for research purposes or educational purposes. I think we are in a technological era. It's here to mean kate and I take you off the phones, totally. But yes, I agree with most of the things the callers need now. Let me go back to the messages. Okay, so I will take the very last caller, but let me read this quick one. It says that Mr. Emmanuel Wilson, the truth of the matter concerning the WASI results is that the students were not allowed to copy. That's why they perform abysmally like that. With the previous years, they were allowed to copy and they were allowed to copy left, right, center. Nobody should blame anyone for that. Our school children aren't learning any longer. I am a teacher myself. This is Mr. Amu Basal from Winneba. Okay. Caller, welcome to Politics and Beyond.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. You are the last caller because of time.
Thank you. I've called for over 80 times.
From where?
Okay. There are 2 issues I have.
You say you are calling from where?
I'm calling from Chipra. I'm at Lakla.
Oh, okay. Please go ahead. Yes.
Yes, I have 2 solutions.
Please tell me.
Yes. One is about the foundation of the children.
One is about the what?
Foundation.
Transition.
Hello?
Did you say transition?
Foundation.
Oh, foundation. Okay.
Yes,
okay,
the foundation of our students is very bad.
Right.
Their reading skills, computational skills are very bad.
Right.
So before you write the word, you must have at least a vocabulary base of about 50,000 words. Some don't even have 2,000 words. So it makes it very difficult for them to communicate, to write.
Yeah.
So if the children can be encouraged to read a lot, even when they come home, those who are on this double track and all that, when they come home, the only thing is they should read and read. And when they read, to open up their minds and they can be better students. And so the second one is about their computational skills.
Okay.
Some cannot do simple addition. Simple mathematical, arithmetical operations, they cannot. So that when they go and meet the other subject, it's very difficult for them to actually cope. And then finally, as somebody suggested, at least the subjects must be reduced. When we were going to school in those days, we had only 4 subjects: English, math, science, history, and geography. But when you enter the secondary school, you were introduced to other subjects. So I think it is good for the educational system to be reduced, and then the children are made to do more relevant courses that can help them move on in their education.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much. These are fantastic proposals, and I'm bringing a close to the callers. Thank you so much, each and every one, and those who tried and still couldn't get through. Thank you so much for that. Let me read one or two messages, and then I'll get to the solutions from my end, and then we'll bring the curtains to a close. This one says, I was disappointed to hear Reverend John Fojo on the floor of Parliament saying government intentionally failed the students so to prevent them from accessing free stress policy at the tertiary institutions. Really? Did I? Anyway, you didn't add your name. Well, this one says, good evening, Mr. Wilson. The truth is, students are not learning at all. The indiscipline and desire to be glued to social media and too much dependence on Apple is the desires of students today. And this coming from Reverend Justice Aposa from Hold. Reverend Justice is one of our regular testers. Thank you so much, Reverend. So I'm going to take you through quickly in adding up to the wonderful proposals that all of you have submitted through the text messages and then through the calling into the show. I'm going to propose 3 solutions that this platform believes, that's Politics and Beyond believes, that if it is implemented, we will be able to improve upon the performances. But what is so dear has to do with the content of our curricula. There are a lot of unnecessary things that are being studied by our students, a lot. And so as part of the review, we should find a way of streamlining the content. Immediate actions. We need to have an emergency remedial programs. We need to organize crash courses and review classes, especially for core subjects like the math and social studies, and we need to target the field students. That's the first thing. The second one is that we need teacher training, and it is also part of the immediate action. So the immediate action, we need emergency remedial programs. We need to have teacher training. We need to provide continuous professional development for teachers. It is very important. We need that. And we are not just talking about teaching teachers to teach our kids how to pass exams. The chew, pour, or how do we call it? Chew and pour, and then you forget. That is not what we need. So we need to really orient our teachers and teach them really what to do. We need to have resources boosted. We need to boost our resources. Supply schools with updated textbooks, lab equipment, ICT tools, and all the necessary tools that are needed by the various schools. The other one is we need to tighten exams security, invigilation. We need to use biometric verification. We need to penalize more practices so to restore credibility. So immediately, this is what we need to do. We also need to strengthen the Parent-Teachers Association. Parents have got significant role to play. And so with immediate effect, these things need to be done. Emergency remedial programs, teacher training, resource boost, tighten exam security, strengthen the PTA, that's the Parent-Teachers Association, and educating the parents not to ignore their oversight responsibility. Long-term, curriculum review is very, very important. We need to align teaching with WASI demands. We need to emphasize critical thinking and problem solving and not just chew, pour, and forget. So we need to review our curriculum as a long-term measure. The other thing is we need to support disadvantaged students. This wholesale kind of education that we have in this country is not the best. I told you earlier on, the teacher-student ratio is so bad. So sometimes you don't even get the teachers giving attention to the individual needs of the individual students that we have. And that creates a problem. We need to address the overcrowding situation in this country. It is very, very important. We need to do that. We also need to engage stakeholders. We need to foster transparency. We need to involve parents, and not just parents. We need to involve communities. And we need to use data-driven insight to target interventions. These are all long-term. And finally, under long-term, We also need to strengthen basic education. Just like I think my very last caller saying, the foundation, if we get it wrong, we'll get everything wrong. We need to strengthen the foundation of our children. Strengthen basic education. We should focus on early literacy, numeracy, and scientific reasoning to build solid foundation. The foundation is so bad. Isn't it so heartbreaking to hear that some kids who have gotten all the way to the senior high level cannot write their names? It's a clear indication that the foundation is wrong. This wholesale form of education, we must review it. So medium term, it is important for us to do this, and we need to do it so well. Then other suggestions, maybe the very three ones that I can take you to. Even before then, let me just talk about the long term. Since I've talked about the medium, I've talked about the short term. The long term, we need to, in fact, I think even without talking about long term, let me just look at the other suggestions. So just three because of time. We need to review the chief examiner's report to identify specific weaknesses and have a tailor-suit interventions. We shouldn't just ignore typically of Ghanaian institutions and most of our leaders. This result has come. We'll talk about it. We ignore it. That is not the way to go. Let us take the chief examiner's report when it is ready. Let us examine and identify what exactly went wrong and profess solutions in addition to all the solutions that we have shared here this evening. The other one is to promote a culture of independent learning, and we need to reduce reliance on past questions. Let's reduce reliance on that. And finally, we're talking about increasing government support for teachers, including motivation and timely payments. Whilst we are blaming the teachers, it is also important for us not to take the posture as was said to us some years back when President Kufuor was the president. Remember, he said something which is so interesting but very profound and real. He said that workers are pretending to be working and government is also pretending to be paying government. We should stop the pretense. Let us take care of the teachers. Let us motivate them when we need to do that. If we are able to find money to take care of some politicians, we should also be able to find money and take care of teachers. What you put in is what you get out. If teachers are not motivated, clearly, they will not be able to motivate their kids, and the kids will not be able to come out and give their best. If teachers are not motivated, they will not be dedicated to the needs of the kids. And at the end of the day, we'll get what we are getting. Remember, getting what we are getting, we are not only harming ourselves, we are also harming the future of this country. And that is very, very important. A reason why we need to ensure that we motivate the teachers. Finally, I also want to associate with one of the testers who talked about we depoliticizing our educational system or our educational sector. Education is so key and fundamental that we cannot be playing with it. Today, this person comes and because he is the government, he comes to say that we are changing it from 7 years to 3 years. This one comes and says, I'm changing it from 3 years to 4 years. This one comes and says, I'm changing it from 4 years to 3 years. This one comes and says that I'm making it a wholesale in the form of free SHS. Everyone should go to school without ensuring, thinking through properly. You cannot be playing, as we keep saying, or we say in our local language. We can't be playing chaskele with the future of our of this country. We can't be playing cha-cha of our using our educational system to play cha-cha. It doesn't work that way. And so I am very confident that this conversation will not just end here. We will continue with it and not just say that, well, next year we've gotten into a new year, so we forget about what is happening. And then before I realize, we go to write WASI again, and then we get another poor, performance. That is not it. Parents, community, teachers, headmasters, let us all do the best we can to save the future of this nation. All too soon, this is where time will allow us, and our time is fast spent, so this is where time will allow us. I believe that we've had, as always, an interactive, engaging, thought-provoking conversation, and you can only get it on your transformative platform, Politics and Beyond. I'm still your host, Emmanuel Wilson Jr. Till we meet again next week, all I can say for now is good night. My host.